First things first, I'm going to touch on the NBA because the Los Angeles Lakers are one of the reasons that I'm here. They are in the play-in tournament in the semifinals in Las Vegas, Nevada, getting set to go up against the New Orleans Pelicans tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, LeBron James is approaching 39 years of age at the end of this month, his 21st season in the National Basketball Association, and he's still the best damn player on the court most of the time. Now, on one hand, I want to give LeBron James love. Because he is one of the top two players in the history of basketball as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I'm always going to put MJ first. I put him second. But my God, is he great. And he's phenomenal. And to be in his 21st year at age 39 with the physique, the stamina, et cetera, he has to get props. But at some point in time, can I look at y'all, the rest of y'all in the National Basketball Association, and ask you some simple questions? Where's your pride? Where's your dignity? I mean, the brother's a senior citizen in the NBA, for crying out loud. And he in better shape than all of y'all. What LeBron James is doing compared to y'all is the equivalence of a 70-year-old man outrunning 25 and 30-year-olds. How the hell is he continuously in better shape? How the hell is he continuously more reliable, more dependable, more productive than the great ones, including Anthony Davis? What is up? Seriously. Now, Anthony Davis is all world, and I get that. And I predicted that the Lakers was going to make it this far in the Western Conference semifinals. You know why? Because when it comes to being a first, LeBron James likes that. Go to 10 NBA finals. You win 4 NBA championships. You capture 4 league MVP honors. Oh, yeah, ain't too many people done that. He likes being an originator and innovator, somebody that achieves what most don't, what most can't. And when they inserted and implemented this play-in tournament, I kind of knew that LeBron James and the Lakers was going to be here because guess what? He was going to make it a priority with his leadership and his focus. You notice where they struggled throughout this season thus far, they were balling when it came to the play-in games because they said, yo, it's Vegas. Yo, it's an additional $500,000 in every winner's pocket. Everybody ain't making LeBron James money. Everybody ain't making Anthony Davis money. So you better know it, that some of these lesser paid players, if you got an opportunity to pocket $500,000 apiece for the winners, you know people going to be balling. You knew that was going to happen. So the Lakers are here in Vegas, okay? The Milwaukee Bucks are here too. You see Giannis? You see Dame Dollar? You see them against my New York Knicks the other day. Now, I ain't going to spend too much time on this because I'm just going to get angrier and angrier talking about the New York Knicks. When I talk about the New York Knicks, I'm like that episode of The Honeymooners with Ralph Cramden when he was sitting up there talking about his mother-in-law. And he was like this, all calm, talking to Norton, or writing some letter or whatever, or actually taping something for Alice's wife. And he sat up there and said, I know your mother doesn't mean it. She's just naturally mean, that's all. And I know that she doesn't mean to do this and she doesn't mean to do that. She's just born that way. She's never going to change, Alice. She's going to be the same old way, Alice. She's a blabbermouth. Remember that episode? One of the most hilarious comedic episodes ever. That's how I feel about the New York Knicks. You got 11 picks over the next 7 years. What the hell are you holding on to them for? You going to take them to the grave with you? You haven't done shit since 1973, really. When you going to do something? Could you get a superstar? Do you continuously have to be the team having players that are never the best players on the court? There's always a member of the opposition with a better player than your best player. Why is that always the case? That is what has happened to the New York Knicks. And I want the camera right here. I don't want this camera. I want this camera. Keep it on me right here because I'm pissed. The New York Knicks are 10-0. Against sub-500 teams this season. They're 2-8 against teams above 500. So you beat up on the little guys. You beat up on inferior competition. But when you got to answer the call against somebody on your level, you fold like cheap tents. And that's exactly what happened to the New York Knicks against the Milwaukee Bucks on Tuesday night. 146 to 122. Gave up 35 to Giannis. Gave up about 7 3-pointers to Dame. I forgot whether it was 5 or 7, but it don't matter. They have Giannis. They have Dame. Knicks don't have anybody like that. And that's why Milwaukee's in Vegas. When we look at the Indiana Pacers. That's a feel-good story. Number one offense. Can't stop a cold. Giving up about 125 a game. But this kid, Tyrese Halliburton, why does that make me a bit salty? Because in 2020, I begged the New York Knicks, because I'm a lifelong New York Knicks fan. I begged them to draft Tyrese Halliburton. Begged them. Begged them. And I was ignored. We know what we're doing. No, you didn't. You drafted Obi Toppin. Where is he at? In Indiana with Halliburton right now. They're teammates. Because what do you need Obi Toppin for when you got Julius Randle? But you needed a point guard. And you wouldn't have needed to go out there and get Jalen Brunson. But you got him. And you had to pay over $100 million to get him. And as a result of that, you wanted to sit up there and bluff Utah for Donovan Mitchell, but Cleveland ultimately got in there like a thief in the night and got him away from Utah instead of you. And instead of having a backcourt of Tyrese Halliburton and Donovan Mitchell, the New York Knicks have Jalen Brunson, who's damn good, and a bunch of moving parts. Manuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, people like that. I mean, come on, y'all. Of course I'm ticked off, but I'm happy to see Indiana here because they'll score on anybody. And this kid Halliburton is special. And the last team in these semifinals for this play-in season is the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm just going to say it plain and simple. I don't give a shit what the Pelicans are doing. It means nothing to me if Zion Williamson is not healthy. If he's healthy, all bets are off. But if he's not healthy, it's a problem. If he's healthy, the Pelicans could get to the finals. At the very least, the conference finals. They could do it. They got the talent. They got the athleticism. They got the perimeter shooting. They got the veteran leadership of C.J. McCollum. They got a stud in Zion Williamson. They got the coaching of Willie Green, who's one of the bright young coaches in this game as far as I'm concerned. They got a great home court. But let me tell you something. If Zion ain't healthy, they going home early. We all know it. It's just that simple. So you got New Orleans and L.A. You got Milwaukee and Indiana. The in-season tournament for the NBA has been a success. Because if you watch Sacramento against Golden State last week, if you watched Boston against Indiana the other day, and you see how much these players cared, and you see how riveted the crowd was, you see that it wasn't just a regular season game type atmosphere. It was a little something extra, which is what their goal was, because the NBA didn't want to concede the month of November and some of December to the NFL. They wanted to remind the world, we got a sports league too. And that's exactly what they did. I give the NBA props for that. I truly, truly do. So I'm glad to be here. I'm excited about being here. It's going to be interesting. I think we're going to see the Lakers and Milwaukee in the championship game on December 9th. That's the only game that doesn't count towards your regular season record. It's going to be real interesting to see what happens Saturday. Dame Dollar and Giannis versus the Lakers. But I got to tell you something. Indiana would be exciting to watch under those conditions too. I just don't think they're going to beat Milwaukee.